The French grew opium in Indochina during their colonial rule, particularly in Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. This was part of their broader colonial economic policies. The French government established a state-controlled monopoly on opium production and distribution through the Régie de l'Opium, an official agency responsible for managing the trade. Opium was grown primarily in regions like Laos and northern Vietnam. The French encouraged local farmers to cultivate poppies and sold the processed opium in colonial-run opium dens. The opium trade became a significant source of revenue for the colonial administration, funding infrastructure projects and military expenditures. Opium production was part of their broader colonial policies that contributed to the conditions leading to the Vietnam War. The harm caused by opium addiction further deepened local grievances. This exploitation fueled the rise of Vietnamese nationalism, with leaders like Ho Chi Minh advocating for independence and social reforms to free the nation from colonial oppression. The wealth generated from opium and other industries enriched French officials and collaborators, but left the majority of Vietnamese people impoverished. This economic disparity contributed to social unrest and a desire for change. The Viet Minh promised land reforms and an end to exploitation, attracting broad-based support, especially in rural areas. The First Indochina War, 1946 to 1954, erupted as the Viet Minh sought to expel the French. After their defeat at Dien Bien Phu, the French withdrew, leading to the Geneva Accords, which divided Vietnam into North and South. The French officially left Vietnam in July 1954. The United States began its involvement in the Vietnam War on November 1, 1955, a year after the French departure, when President Eisenhower deployed the Military Assistance Advisory Group. The stated goal was to stop the spread of communism. Even though China was one of the biggest supporters of Vietnam during the war, providing weapons, ammunition, and equipment, alongside sending large numbers of engineering troops to build infrastructure in North Vietnam, the U.S. shifted its approach after the war. After the Vietnam War, the U.S. began supporting China's communist government's modernization efforts in the 1980s by providing trade opportunities, technology, and investments funded by U.S. taxpayers. This marked the beginning of significant economic engagement between the two countries. So, was it really about stopping communism? You don't stop communism by helping the largest communist country become one of the biggest military and economic superpowers.